Hello there. I wonder if you can guess what class I'm playing today. That's right, I'm playing Ninja. Wouldn't it be fucking great if I was like a samurai or something? Alas. But yeah, anyway, so I'm playing Ninja because I got forced off a role because someone else is playing Dancer, and I'm like, you know what? I'll play Ninja then, even though I literally have no idea how to play this class at all. I have zero fucking clue. So we'll figure it out as we go along, yeah? Actually, I'm gonna skim through like the opener for it. I think I've got it bookmarked somewhere from ages ago. This thing? Yeah, that looks about right. Let's see if you have a chance to teleport anyway, because we just did a ready check, so we probably don't have time, but we'll find out. Today anyway, because I didn't even do a proper intro, hello! We're doing some dumb weapon today, because... basically I got invited to do it, so I was like, you know what, that sounds great, and I'll even stream it, because I am a streamer sometimes. Oh, whoops, pressed the wrong button. But we'll pretend I didn't. And then we do that. And then we do that. Into this. We do this. Into this. We do this. Do that. Right on the suit on me, the thing. Then you kind of go back into this. You do this. And then we do this. Alright, there we go. Commence! What food does Ninja use actually? I actually don't know what food Ninja uses, so I'll hope it's smoked chicken. Please let it be this, because I have quite a bit of this. Hang on, where is it? There you are. Anyway, this is actually the wrong thing, isn't it? There you go. Just because any of my friends say anything extremely racist, of course, as they're prone to do naturally. Terrible friends, really. Awful people. Yes, so... I am very scary. I'm Rabbit. I'll do this one, let's go. Ba 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 ba. Maybe I should have been on that side actually, because that way Brad could have been with Alex. Oops. So how was your week, everyone? Mine was very average. Not much really happened, to be completely honest with you. Yes. What am I talk about? I drew a thumbnail for YouTube, and I'm gonna do more of those because I haven't really got much to do right now. I've done the first draft of the chapter of the thing I'm drawing. I've done the crappy first draft. It's like it is very first. It's like a 0.5 draft. It's that bad, but it's like it'll do, right? It'll work for now. So yeah. Please look forward to it. It's still probably quite a ways away. Now I'm supposed to prepare this. You do one of these, you go into that. You go into that. I'm kind of just working this out as I go along, like I say, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I will pretend I do. Pretend I'm a total expert. So if you're like a ninja main, I sincerely apologize. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'm actually like a fucking pro and I don't even realize it. Whee! But I'm gonna be honest, I sincerely doubt that. Ow. You got a spread apparently for that, I see. So I have cleared this out before, I think I did it on stream, so... If you're a long time viewer, which I know you're not, if you say you are, you're lying. But if you are, you may have seen me clean this fight before. If you do remember that, you probably know more about this fight than I do, because it's been... Like, I truly have no fucking idea. I just don't remember anything. I remember there's one part where you've got to, you like spread out on like, there's there's numbers, right? There's like markers, you run here and you run here and here and here. I know how to do that part, and that's all I know how to do. I don't know anything else. I'm quickly scrolling up through the chat trying to find something. Where is it? Put it in chat earlier. So odds are west and evens are east. Okay, that makes sense. So 1 is left and 2 is right, that sort of thing. Yes. It's always one of those things which, like, I could probably talk for hours, and the moment I start streaming, I'm just like, fuck, what do I say? I mean, no one's watching, so I guess it doesn't matter too much anyway, but if you are watching, I want you to know that you're beautiful. You're a wonderful person. Thank you for watching me. Thanks for watching this fucking lame old man streaming. Trying to be like the cool kids who are honestly probably like a year younger than me. I'm not actually that old, but you know what? Who cares? Oh, we're going, oh fuck. Speaking of Final Fantasy, which we technically weren't, but we'll pretend we were for the purposes of this conversation. Asmongold's been playing Final Fantasy, and a bunch of new people have been coming into the game, which is honestly fucking staggering. Like, I think that's amazing. What can I say? A lot of people are like really up in arms about it because they're fucking miserable old bastards, more so than I am, apparently. It's good that I have act open right now, but yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it's people are giving him so much shit constantly for everything he does, being like, you know, oh, he got carried through his clears of all these fights and stuff. This guy's literally doing old content, crusty old content that was like not designed for the game as it is right now, on minimum eye level. Without any guides, he's figuring it all out by himself, and people have the fucking gall to say that he's not trying hard enough, you know? A man who really didn't owe this game anything. He didn't owe the game anything at all. Oh. Ow. Oh, we died. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna continue. Okay, now we're dying. Whee! Did a double flip, what the fuck? That was cool. Anyway, I think I finished that fort, but I don't know if I did or not because I was a bit focused. My brain is very much a one-track mind, you know. Like I kind of tunnel on like one thing, and I'm like, wait, my brain just melts. But yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say because like, never watched the man in my life until he started streaming FF. But I've watched quite a few of his streams, and I gotta respect the guy. He's just a good guy, really. A lot of fun to watch. I'm really surprised. Because I kind of just, I saw like a little bit of him and I saw his chat and I was just like, you know what, this guy's gonna be a toxic WoW streamer, right? He's gonna be just a really annoying guy, just loud and annoying. But no, this is just a genuine cool guy, and he's really clever too. Really shocked me, just really shocking to me. His chat really doesn't deserve him. They really, like, they're so rude, you know, so disrespectful. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Seems like an easy topic to talk about, right? Maybe we should open up, I mean, not open up, Act is, what is Act? Never heard of it, nope, never. I don't use Act. Act is bad, yes. Adamant Bird is easy enough to dodge. He's got the cannon on the front. Is that the stack thing? I can't remember. So that probably is the stack marker. So Brad is now the tank, and I'm probably gonna be next after him. So here's hoping that Brad can survive. Please. Yes, I'm absolutely butchering this rotation without a shadow of a doubt. So I guess this is going to be like a spread thing? Whee! Ba, 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 ba. So, yeah. What can I talk about? I remember this fight being kind of tough for an extreme, from like my very casual perspective, of course. But like, not hard enough that I'm like, oh, I shouldn't play a class I don't know how to play. You get what I mean? Like, that's like tough, but not like too tough. That's how I remember it being. I'm now trying to like find a way to fit this ninja open on my screen. The answer is that I absolutely cannot do it, though. I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, I'm getting completely fucking destroyed in damage from the monk, but alas. I'm sure I'll live. This one is the spread that I'm quite sure, right? Yeah. Alright, this side is a safe one again, we're good. Gotta be all focusing on this fight, I think. I think I remember that mechanic. That mechanic's the one where it does damage to the entire platform, right? So the more people are on it, the more damage it does to that platform or something. So that way we've got to like sort of spread our weight evenly, that's the idea. Whoops. Yeah, I'm kind of just walking as I go along. I'm sure I'll like figure out something that seems relatively accurate eventually. Alright, this is phase 2, I think, where like things change quite a bit. I feel like I probably remember this part more, but we'll see what happens, yeah? I don't want to speak too soon now. So this one is... I've got to be knocked away. Whee! Let's see. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, playing any card that isn't Dancer at this point, I just wish I played Dancer. I'm so used to playing Dancer, you know? He's gonna bounce away, isn't he? You know what? I lived till the end. It's something. I'll take it. I had top DPS at the end, technically. I only just realised what the chat says. I was actually being told to do so. Like, Tom, swap please. And then immediately, wait, no, don't. It's like, yeah, I'm playing 5D chess, clearly. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing, yep. No, seriously, like, I think if I'd seen that, I'd be like, oh fuck, I would have immediately swapped. It's a good thing I'm blind, is what I mean to say. So... okay, so the tether's been explained. I think I more or less remember the tether. I actually forgot that he destroys, like, one of the platforms there. That's the part that I would have died to if I didn't get it completely correct by pure chance. That's how it goes. Da, 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 da. Oh. There's definitely going to be some working out to do in my brain, but I'll try to keep talking more than I focus on the fight. I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of things I'm very aware of that I lack as a streamer. Obviously there was no one watching, so no one else would be able to be like, wow, this guy sucks. I'm sure no one's ever even bothered to think that because no one's ever been here, but you know what? I want to clarify for future generations who are watching the VODs in the future. I'll let them know now that I know I kind of suck, but if that was enough, maybe give up. And I don't know. I don't think I'd ever be able to achieve anything then. So yeah, that's the goal anyway. I think mainly I just need to get better at coming up with things to talk about. Because when I first started streaming I was actually pretty good at it. And it feels like ever since then I've just progressively gotten worse at it. I think partially because I've been so focusing on like other stuff, you know. I haven't really had much chance to just live life in a very exciting way. Partially because of COVID, but I mean that's not an excuse for most people, as it's I can't use that one either. I think I've been working too hard, who knows. But as a result of that, I'm just not exactly a champion when it comes to knowing what to say. I don't have like a lot of things to talk about, if you get what I mean. So when I'm sitting here talking to myself like this, it's quite hard to keep the conversation going. Comes as the other here. There we go. Oof. That was close as fuck, oh my god. Ooh. Didn't like that. That's the thing, I'm focusing too much on the fight, and not enough talking. It's a problem. It's a big problem. That's like 30% like kind of the standard sort of area to get into, I guess, for this group. I don't mind 69, nice, let's go. I wonder how far away I am from the right rotation at this point. How far have I deviated? So now we get the hands. I want to be along here. It looks like he's going to destroy. Which one is he going to destroy? Can we tell yet? Yes, alright, away. Whoops. Got in the wrong order. I was doing pretty well with that so far, it's annoying. To mess up now of all times. Yeah, Ninja's definitely like, out of all the melees, I think Ninja's the one that I like the most, I would say. That's the one that I'd be most likely to actually play. Which is why I picked it when I realised that I was probably going to be stuck playing a melee DPS. Now we're on the right side. Ba, 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 ba. Do, 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 do. This fight in general is very weird with timings, right? Because there's a lot of times where you can't attack the boss. So you end up with these weirdly misaligned rotations. I remember that. Yeah, he's gotta jump back again, so you want to move to the side. And then use arm's length, I think. Yeah. Well, in my case, you don't use arm's length, you do something similar, but you know what I mean. Got struck by lightning. Yeah, pretty high from the edge, to be fair. That part. How good is Brad's gear, I wonder? He needs a competition, might as well scout it out. 535, 530 across the board, I'm guessing then? Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, I think 510 or something, or 512 total. Mainly 510. I do kind of miss raiding sometimes. At the same time, I think I'm so much busier now than I was last time I raided. There's really just, it's just no way I could have ever done it, really. No chance. Next expansion, I would like to try and raid again. But I just think that realistically, I just don't think I can, you get me? Like, as much as I would love to raid, I think it's just like, I don't have the time I used to have. like last group I joined, I remember, I'm sure, again, anyone who's actually watched for a few months or whatever will probably remember it to some degree, but I don't think there's anyone who possibly would fit that criteria. Yeah, I joined a second group, because the first one I joined was before I started streaming. That was a great group, a lot of fun people, a lot of good friends. I really enjoyed that time. The second group I joined, they weren't bad people, they were good players. I just didn't really synergize with them, you get what I mean? Like, it kind of felt very forced. And I think not enjoying, I guess, What I mean for me, I think that raiding in my case is just I really enjoy playing with people, having a laugh, having fun doing it. Not so much actually clearing the content, just you know the fun of playing with friends. I think that's what I enjoyed more than anything. I used the thing too early, so I fucked that up. I kind of wonder if I can like, if we have to leave the instance, maybe I can like try Machinist instead. I might do that. I think like my DPS will probably be pretty similar on Machinist, just because of how little I know about how to play Ninja. So we're going over it. Whee! Yeah, what I mean to say is I feel like if I could raid with that first group again that you guys never got to meet, I reckon I would probably make time to raid. I think realistically, anything other than that, I probably just won't raid next year. I'll definitely watch people prog it because that's a lot of fun. I always love doing that. I mean, you know, I almost like it as much as I would to actually do the fights. It's at least somewhat comparable, I guess. But, you know, basically, I just like the spectacle of it all. It's so exciting, so fun, and the music is so fucking good. Ah! I say that, and then I listen to one of the probably the worst boss themes in the game, to be honest. I really just don't really care for this fight. I think mechanically it's a really cool fight. But, again, for me, a lot of it comes back to the music. So I found myself kind of like, in this fight, I'm just kind of like underwhelmed, I guess. Like comparatively. I kind of just found myself wishing I was doing like Emerald Weapon instead, so I had better music. I have to keep fighting until my dream. I think it's sorry, familiar. I thought it was female male voice. Was that one? So we knocked over there first and foremost. Hello, platform. Whee! And then we stay here. Okay. Like this fight, like I said, mechanically it's very cool, and I do like the effects in this fight too. Those are really cool. This really is just kind of very improvised rotation. I just like, it's probably something like this. I'm probably almost there. It's gonna jump back over there, right? Okay, let's go. So maybe I think I must have like gotten really mixed up there. In my head, it made sense what I was doing, but like I couldn't tell. But we'll pretend I knew what I was doing. Yeah, we'll just make that up. In my head, I was like, it's gonna bounce to that one over there, and then back over there, and then kill everyone that was standing where we just were. Which really wouldn't have mattered. Like if that happened, that's a wipe anyway. It doesn't matter if I survive. He's gonna jump back again, so we're probably fine. We're just gonna be over here. No, I was still too far off. Oh. It was like you have to go to the corner. And like, I mean, if you can remember to press arm's length, that's the ideal. Also, I'm pretty the lowest priority there, so I'm gonna be up for a while. Let's just chat, yeah? Oh man, let's not chat, we're about to die. How was your day, chat? Is it going well? I hope so. Is this one just like he just fires lasers and that's it? Alright, yeah, you can like, you gotta stay on that side, away from the lasers or whatever. And then he jumps up there, and then over here and is that along there, or? Does this not do anything then, maybe? I know there's a point where it does do something, but maybe it's not here. Maybe that one, maybe you just ignore that one, he just goes where he's facing, I guess. That's my guess then. Alright, working theory. Slowly but surely we will remember this fight. Honestly, it's a good thing I didn't run a serious farm party for this. Because the idea of this group, I think about half of us haven't played it before. I think I have, I think Tavis has, I don't know if Alex has, Brad has for sure, and the other ones I don't think have. Maybe Hurt has? I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. But I think at least half of the people who have not played it. So it's better for me than a farm party. Whew. Did it wrong again? This is why I like Dancer. In Dancer, you can't really fuck anything up that badly. Because if you press the wrong button as a Dancer, you could just be like, oh, never mind, it was just an improvised change in my rotation, I'll just do it right next time, and like nothing's really lost. But with Ninja, because you got so many combos to worry about, and there's so many combos that can be interrupted, if you press the wrong button, that can be like a huge problem. I think we're crossing over then, right? Pouring claws. And we go over here. Favorite DPS job. Good choice. I do like Ninja a lot. I'm not very good at it because I haven't really played it enough at all. But it is a very fun job. It's like my go-to. Whenever I have to play melee, I'm just like, alright, Ninja, let's go. As you can see, I am the DPS rabbit, or the failed sort of, whatever it's called, rabbit. Oh god, I've had too far. Oof, that was close. Alright, then back over again. Sintu, no! This guy does a lot of AoEs, I just realised now. Like every bar attack is a fucking outrage. Wait, he jumps back again, right? Yeah. This is what I was thinking of earlier. How the fuck? Excuse me, game. Excuse me. I guess that was just snapshotting or something, if they just put me further back than it should have been. I don't know. That kind of felt bullshit to me though, I was basically right fucking next to him. I'm gonna do this. Princess stand over here. I'm not really sure why, but I will trust them. I see. Well, they lied to me. Slippery when wet. How was your day, the Nurka? Oh, so far. That's good. You got a haircut for like a year? I got a haircut a while ago, but like, that was also after about a year or so. It certainly feels good, right? I got to the point where I was basically cutting my own hair for like the entire year. Because I didn't want to go like anywhere near a hairdresser. Weird feeling the breeze in your ears. Okay, I can finally breathe again. You didn't cut yours, meaning like at all then. That's to go fucking long then. Like a hover, yeah, I can imagine. All the way past your nose. Hey, how did you see? What? Imagine this person walking around like looking like Bigfoot now, like your entire face just covered by hair. Like a real life Hrothgar. Oh, it's so fucking hot today. You guys suck. No, you. So I put it to the sides. Yeah, makes sense. Honestly, yeah, I think I'd have definitely just cut it at that point, like long before it got to, long before it got to my nose at least. I usually sort of put it up and like on top of my head anyway, like I kind of just sort of fold it up in gel, so keep it out of my eyes, you know. I think you swap over, right? Yeah. Probably. Hopefully. On the right side again, let's go. Comfy run. Honestly, I've been pretty lucky so far with the side it picks. I've pretty much never been on the wrong side. By pure luck. Oh, whoops. I didn't press that button. I am on the wrong side now, I suppose, technically. But I'm on the wrong side by choice. It's different. I'm intentionally destroying the fun from other people. Oh, there you go. I could swap sides, but I think it's probably safer that I don't in this case. Because I could end up being locked out of the next mechanic and just dying for free. So I'll just sort of sit over here, just in case. It's not the end of the world. So. Alright, to be locked over there. On the right side, let's go. Easy. You know, there is one thing to be thankful for in this band, is that it has no lyrics, or I would be singing along, 100%. It's right there, isn't it? It's this way. I remember. I may have gotten those people killed, but you can't prove it. Whoops. Just the wrong button. The oldest trick in the book baited me into pressing the second part of my combo before I started it, of course. Yeah, I did debate going into the Discord for this one. Of I think the guy's done over here then, right? That sort of area where he is, and then you run across or something, or maybe you don't. I don't know. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I decided against it because I don't know a lot of the people. Well, I mean, like 2 people. I don't know like a few other people. We'll say like a few of them. So I wanted to be careful that I didn't end up saying something that was actually racist or something. I mean, I don't think they will really. There's no reason they would, but just in case, you know, you don't never be too sure, so it doesn't just suddenly say something really horrible, and then it's like, ah, well, time to become a YouTube streamer. I mean, it could happen. I mean, you know, even Twitch if it goes awry. I mean, you know where to find me. This is where we have to move or not move in this case. I think it's the spread one, right? Yeah. And then we swap actually? Yeah, probably swap. We're slowly getting there, figuring out the rotation and the fight all at once. Actually, something of a raider myself. Oh, okay, once again unlucky. That's my luck's finally run out. No, I wasn't in there, oops. Thought I was like, just barely in there. I think DPS is actually improving quite a bit though, right? We're doing a little bit more each run. Yeah, like 68% that time. I think like maybe last one we might have been a little bit less, a little bit better than that. If I had to guess. Let's see where we're standing. I'm hopping over again, as I always am, apparently. Do I swap sides? I do not. Okay, comfy. So good. It's pretty surreal because, like, I've said before, right? If I'm not streaming, I'm probably not playing games. And that's still very true. I just haven't really been playing games like at all. I think lately I just haven't really had much desire to play anything. Sign of becoming more of an adult, I suppose, growing up, focusing more on work. Ah, So he hops back again, right? I couldn't even cast my ability. It was bad, man. How a lot of people died, yeah, fair enough. It's fine, we're getting there. Like, he's nearly at 50%. I lied, he's at 60%. It's kind of like 50% though. It's like, it's halfway to 50%, so it's one number off. This one doesn't seem so bad, but it's more familiarity, right? I think you can stand in here or here for this, right? So they stand there. Okay, so that is an okay place to stand. Just gotta watch out for these things next. I'd say one day I'll be res, but I think that's a total lie. I mean, I'm still at the lowest priority person here to res, so odds are we're gonna be dead for a while, boys. Okay, so I'm gonna land over there to be over here. And obviously not in front of those. Like this. Well, I'm still the bottom priority. I can't res. I'm not a healer or a tank. Oh, look at that, we might be able to see phase 3 or whatever. Today we fight as one! Which, I don't remember how this actually works. Oh, look at that, did it break free? Let's go. So odds are on this side. Actually, first I think I go over here. So I am 5. Okay, so I'll go up there, right? I'll go up where 1 is. Well, I did it right. If nothing else, I'll take that. I'll take a win. Odds are west. Yep, odds are right over there. This is where 1 goes and then 5 goes there. If you were 2, you'd go here, and then 6 would replace you. Yeah, on the opposite side, it'd be 3 up there, and then 7 would replace you, and then 4 goes here, and then 8 replaces you. So that's the gist of that. We're leaving probably because we're running out of time. Boop. What if we check my rotation again? Okay, now you do this first, apparently. Apparently we do that. And we go back to spinning edge. I was supposed to use that. Let's start the rotation. Surprise, surprise. So this part, for me this part was actually always quite easy, if I remember correctly. I don't think I really struggled with it too much. I think I actually found this part quite easy, which is shocking, because this is probably the hardest mechanic in the fight, to be honest. But like, I think the rest of this fight is honestly a lot harder than this part, in my opinion, because most of the fight requires you to react quickly, but this part of the fight gives you so long to get into position. Like, there's so much time to move that it doesn't really feel too scary for me. I'm a lot worse at making quick decisions than I am at making like slow ones like that. That's why I think that even though this is probably the most complicated mechanic in the fight because it's quite unique, I don't really think it's that bad. Yeah. My room is so fucking hot, I'm going to actually disintegrate very soon, I'm sure. So this fight will, this stream will probably go until the group disbands, and by that I mean like until everyone's kind of just being like, yeah, you know what, we won't clear this today. And then if we decide to do it another day, I might stream again. I probably will, because I'll be playing a game, and it gives me an excuse to stream. Also, my sleeping pattern is it's good again, which is nice to say. I fixed it as I said I would. I woke up at like 6 AM today. I went to bed at like 10 or 11 last night. I'm like a normal functioning human being once again. Thank God. It's really when your pattern gets all messy and fucked up. It's just like you're like misaligned with literally everything, and it's a pain in the butt because I had appointments to go to, you know, and it's like when you have appointments and stuff to do in your day, you have to wake up at the right time. So what ends up happening is just like I'm trying to reset it. I'm trying to like I'll be like, today I'll go to bed at like, you know, I'll go to bed at like 3 PM or something. I'll wake up probably early hours of the morning. And then what ends up happening is it's like, oh, I've got an appointment at 2:30 or something, and it doesn't conclude until like 4 o'clock, and I'm just like, I just can't do anything. Like, you know, like the entire time I'm there, I'm like falling asleep in my chair or whatever. I'm just like someone's trying to talk to me or explain something to me, and I'm just like, yeah, I get what you mean, yeah, yeah, I understand. I just get so tired, and like, because usually, shockingly, I'm pretty good at staying awake, but this last time was honestly worse than usual. Like this time in particular, I don't know what it was about it, but I was getting so tired. Like, it was unreal. I was getting absolutely exhausted. Looks like you might be losing the dancer, which is, again, I mean, I know a dancer, I know a guy who can fill in for him, you know what I mean, right? Wink wink. Just one pull or one lockout? Asks 11 Yoda. Yeah, that's why I hired chat, so I can just read all the messages. There you go, you can read it. One pull, he says. I don't know why I'm reading it, but you can literally see it. I literally just moved it. Yeah, it isn't a fun fact at all, but I've got nothing to talk about, so I want to talk about my life, how things have been going for me. I had a blood test the other day. All of it was just like a random blood test. I think from diabetic, they were just like, hey, we're gonna test your blood, and I was like, okay. And I've got some kind of kidney problem, apparently. I don't understand it, but they want to test me again or something just to confirm stuff. And now I'm just like, is it the tiny amount of alcohol I drank? So I haven't really been drinking much. Like I said, I've been drinking a little bit more lately than I usually would. But that's only because usually I wouldn't drink anything at all, right? So it's not like I'm a fucking alcoholic or anything. But I wonder if that's something to do with it. I don't know. So now I'm like scared about drinking any more ciders, and I'm just like, cider sounds pretty good, but it's really annoying. So yeah, I've got my next blood test is on actually, give me a second, I'll check. I actually don't remember it written down because I know I'd forget. It is on the 26th of July. We've got 8 days. We're gonna get tested. I think we're gonna have like 10 days after that or whatever for the results. Which means about 18 days or so without drinking any cider, which is going to be fucking boring. So I think we're probably in PF, yeah? Whoops. There we go. I am gonna get some water. Because, again, once in case you didn't get the memo, it's fucking hot. I think it's a heat wave in England, if I understand correctly right now. I didn't really check the weather because I forgot, but I'm pretty sure it's a heat wave. And that's why it's really hot in my room. With no ventilation in it, so I'm gonna be right back in just a second. And I'll put on the classic, where is it? I think now that I've got more free time, among the thumbnails, I'll probably also make that sort of be right back thing I was gonna make, like the little turtle thing, sort of like running along the screen. I'll probably draw that up soon. I don't really animate very often, but I've done simple animations before, so I think I can probably make something like that. You know, I'm assuming I can. It can't be too hard, right? Hopefully. Right? We're back. Actually, I forgot something. Give me a second. Alright, it's not a problem. Be right back. Hello. Actually, one thing I've remembered is that, in terms of streams done, total, I'm actually getting very, very close to, 100 streams. So that's kind of cool. I probably won't get there for like another month or two, given how rarely I'm streaming at the moment. For the foreseeable future, but it's kind of cool. It's on the horizon, right? 100 streams done. My first 100 streams. Here's sort of 100, yeah. All in due time. I've still got some games lined up to play as well, so it's not like I run out of content anytime soon in that regard, but I do feel like I want to do more, I guess, was the way I'd put it. It just kind of occurred to me recently that I feel like if I just play games all the time, it's kind of It's not very fun. I mean, that's part of the problem, right? That's part of why I'm not really streaming much to begin with, and just not really playing games, so... I kind of want to think of more stuff that I can do. I still have that idea reserved for, like, the 50 followers stream. But 50 followers is quite a long ways away. Like, realistically, most people get 50 followers within, like, a month or so of streaming, right? I've been streaming for, like, 7 or 8 months now. I have 28 followers, I'm pretty sure. And I'm very thankful for the ones that I do have, don't get me wrong. But I feel like there's a pretty obvious glaring issue there, right? Obviously, I'm not very good at what I do. But I think part of the problem is that I'm not really having fun when I'm just playing a game and that's all I'm doing. Because I like entertaining people, right? I like putting on a show, but... what I'm doing right now is running in circles and talking, and that's not exciting. I sure as I wouldn't watch this stream, you get me? So why would anyone else watch it? That's what I think. With that in mind, I feel like I do need to rethink this approach. It's just that I'm so busy all the time I don't really get much chance to think about this sort of thing. I mean, I do have some ideas, but like, even those ideas need to be thought out properly, fleshed out, planned for. I mean, I'm actually terrible at preparation, as you well know, that most of my streams begin when I'm halfway into the fucking activity that I'm supposed to be streaming, but... it's, yeah, I still need to plan some stuff. I mainly just need to think about what can go wrong, really. Because that's the difficult part. That's the part that when something goes like horribly wrong, it can derail an entire stream, and suddenly you gotta set aside like 20 minutes of a stream while streaming to fix something. And then you lose people's attention, right? So for that, with that in mind, I wanna at least plan that much, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm thinking, maybe because the 50 follower stream is so far away, it's, maybe I could just borrow that idea. Maybe I could just take that and just try to find a way of playing with that idea. And then the trouble with that one, though, is that idea kind of relies on actually having viewers watching you. So if it's just me talking to myself, then it doesn't really matter how much of a show I'm putting on. No one's going to show up anyway, right? And you can't really do anything, you can't make it take advantage of the idea. You're kind of just left there in total silence, putting in a whole lot of effort, but it doesn't really amount to anything. That's I guess my greatest fear. I think in my mind, my plan was probably always to amass like a very, very small audience, like maybe 2 or 3 regular viewers, and then work from there, build upon the idea, become more entertaining, I suppose, in regards to, you know, making better content, I mean to say. But yes, it doesn't really work out like that in action, it turns out. Turns out it's actually way harder than I thought it would be to be entertaining when you're just playing games. I guess it kind of makes you respect people all the more, right? People that can do that sort of thing without even trying. But it doesn't really... I guess I would say it doesn't really make you feel like I've lost, in a way. It makes me feel more like I've just got to try harder. It makes me want to get better more than it makes me want to give up, is how I put it. Because it certainly isn't really what I pictured for myself when I first started that streaming, so... You got someone joining in a couple minutes? Okay. Well, there you have it, stream. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said that, this is how I wanted my streaming career? It's not really a career, but you know what I mean. I'll be lying if I said this is how I wanted it to go. It's a little upsetting in a way, but I think it just means I need to adapt and think of something different, something better. I need to come up with an idea that doesn't rely on having even 2 or 3 viewers. I need to come up with an idea that is sufficient to have literally 0 viewers and somehow it can still be entertaining and to anyone who may accidentally wander on in, I guess. Which sounds like an impossible task to me, but I'm sure... I mean, some people make it work, right? That's why they have viewers to begin with, so... We'll think of something, yeah, guys? Yes, boys? Well, that said, yeah. Thanks for sticking around if you are there. I don't think anyone is there, but... You know, but if you are, thank you anyway. I sincerely appreciate that you put up with a gross old man like myself. And I'll keep on working my ass off, in the hopes that I can one day become someone worth watching. Because it's not really about having viewers, is it really? At the end of the day, it's about being worth watching. And They should, theoretically, they should go hand in hand. That's the goal. That's what I mean. I've already said that enough times, but I'll say it again, just for clarity's sake. Yeah. Because in my dreams, I can only really imagine it, right? I can imagine just... It's not really about making money, it's more about just having an audience. Because since I was a kid, I've always been a bit of a diva. Here you go. My life story. This is how far we've fallen. Since I was a kid, I've always kind of loved having an audience. I don't know why. I've always just kind of loved having people watch, you know? It's just fun. It's just... I like being watched. Despite being pretty socially awkward, it's just fun when you've got a crowd, I think. When you've got people who are just happy to see you perform, right? That's why I wanted to be an actor, I think, as a kid. I just enjoy being on the stage. That's the beauty of the internet as well, isn't it? Even if you are incredibly boring, as I apparently am, you can still have an audience. Well, you can still pretend you had an audience. You can still perform. You're not just sitting in your room in total silence. At least there's a chance someone will hear my voice. At least there's a chance I'll be seen. But I'll keep on chasing after this idea of being watched by, even if it really is just 2 or 3 people. I'll gladly settle for that, as long as it means someone's listening, right? It's better than being alone all the time anyway. I'll say that much. Fucking hell. Ugh, I hate being alone. I kind of like, I want to open like a window because it's like we've established already, it's fucking hot in this room, but I think when I stream, I put so much like enthusiasm into my voice that it gets so loud. I don't want my neighbours just hearing me speak. They're just like, what the fuck is he talking about? What's going on? Like the guy's just cutting his lawn, you can just fucking hear me just yelling at the top of my lungs. That was a bit of a stretch, I suppose. I don't actually know if I've ever yelled on stream before. I don't really yell very often. I'm sure there'll be one day where something really hype just happens and I can't help it, I just scream. To be honest, it'll probably be if I do stream Smite again at any point, which won't happen, let's be honest, it's never gonna happen, but if it does happen again, it'll probably be during something like that, I would reckon. Because that's a game that really gets my blood pumping. That's a game that I kinda just I get really carried away when I played. I think all MOBAs really have that sort of effect. I think MOBAs are just like such a there's definitely a word for it. It's like some kind of it makes you excited. That sort of thing. There's a word for that, I'm sure. That sort of thing. Anyway, you got what I mean now. Yeah, I think MOBAs are good for that sort of thing. Just getting you really sort of hyped up, very into the moment, so that you kind of forget about being polite. You kind of forget about not being loud for your neighbours to hear. Let me newbie. Should we go explore their house? Because I've got nothing else to do and I'm running in circles over and over again. Well, first impressions, it's very standard, I suppose. It's nothing really, it doesn't really stand out. I mean, it's nicely decorated, of course. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice house. It's just very basic. This is quite cute, though. I like this. Honestly, I really like this light. I can't remember what it's called. It might be the Shiva one, possibly. But it looks really, really pretty. I think it's really, really cool. But I always think of it as kind of like the... Like, it's something that's overused, I guess. That's how I'd put it. I might use this guy as a reference for something real quick. For the comic, hang on. There you go. Screens, let's go. This song is kind of eerie, huh? What did you got? 50? I'm gonna hide chat anyway, just in case. I guess I could craft stuff in the worst case scenario. Might not be the worst idea. Man, honestly, I've probably got enough food to last me till the next expansion, because I don't really... It's not like I do stuff often, is it, to be fair? I feel like I can probably just hold out as I am. That's my thought. There is so much shit in this inventory that I will never use in my million years, but I'm so worried about throwing it away. Like, what if someone suddenly is just like, hey, can you craft me 330 pots of some sort? And I'll be like, I can actually, I have just what you need, of course. Or someone else would make like some gear again, like current crafting gear for any reason. I'd be like, wow, I have the exact ingredients you need, as it turns out. Or whatever you use Bosgen platinum coins for, or whatever. I literally have no idea what that is, but hey. Maybe I'll need them someday. I won't. That's complete nonsense, because I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like Bosgen gear, which I'm never going to bother grabbing. I can pretty buy it with guild as well, can't I? I think you can buy it with Market Wolf or something. I don't know how close we are to getting this new person now then. Hopefully they join soon. One, two, three, four. Lion. Hang on, I'll show you the chat again. There you go. I have no idea what that means. I guess actually I'll probably do it. It's probably the mechanic, right? For diamond. Yep. That makes sense. I hope I'm not too loud, am I? I can't really tell. If anyone's watching, maybe you can warn me real quick. Am I too loud? Am I annoyingly loud? Am I like just right? I always figure that you might as well be. It's better to be too loud than too quiet, right, when streaming, because the amount of streamers that I've seen who they sound really quiet, like they end the game often sound quiet, so you can have the volume up to max, and they're still really quiet. You need to turn up your headset like really fucking loud so that everything else on the computer is ear splitting, but they're just about right, and it's really irritating. That's what I kind of keep in mind when I do my volume settings. But the problem is this mic is really inconsistent. Sometimes it's like, sometimes the setting it's on right now would be incredibly quiet, and sometimes it would be like really, really loud if it's any higher than this. So I kind of just like vary that a lot. I kind of just move it around all the time before stream, just based upon what it looks like, how it sounds. But yeah, if I'm too loud, please do warn me. I hope I don't want to like, I don't want to be annoying. I kind of wish I could like use anything in the meantime, but obviously I have to leave the party to do so, so probably better not to. Unsunk, I love it. Unsunk. We really need something to do, huh? So I'd noticed recently that I'm very, very, very close to getting enough items for the, what's it called? Botanist / miner sort of quest. There's like a, hey, mine this many things or whatever. Honestly, this is one of the best songs in the game. I love this song. It is black and white, the nighttime covers western theme. This song is so pretty. I won't talk over it too much. I'll try to be quieter. Oh, it's gone. What if I do this way? I hope not. I was kind of just watching it, I was like, should I help him? I can't tell. Because sometimes people are like, don't kill my mobs, I want to kill them myself, right? I saw on a certain stream recently that happens, actually. So now I'm kind of just like, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should be considerate, maybe they want to kill it. But like, there's no way you can want to do that, right? I know it's an astrologian, surely not. It's so boring, you're just spamming one button, using your cards every now and then. Like, I figure there's no way they could possibly want to do that seriously, could they? Okay, that's gonna be really fucking loud. Hang on. I'll just turn that out a bit. I'll go ahead and have that here. Why not? Got nothing else to do. And that's it, we're done. And away! Right. So we have Curve and Folklore, which apparently there's nothing here, and I'm mistaken. Oh, there's this. Curve's Western there, and Curve's Western there. So Minor is the only thing. Minor. Minor. Minor is the only one we've got to do stuff on apparently here. We've got these. So we'll keep coming back and checking that every now and then, I guess. And then Dravanian Folklore over here. We got teak logs in the hinterlands. Let's go to the hinterlands, yeah. Let's also fix this volume a little bit because probably don't want it that loud, really. Honestly, lately, like I've been obviously as you would well known by now, you've been watching for a while. I've been having singing lessons with my sister, who's been training me very, very well. I've honestly learned so much about singing from her. It's crazy. You don't really realize how much there is to learn until you start learning. You're like, holy fuck. It's so much more complicated than just just fucking, you know, singing. You know, anyone can sing, right? But it really blew me away. It's exhausting sometimes, but yeah. My singing voice is I mean, as I learned, I'm a tenor, so I have a very high singing voice. But like sometimes, it sounds so high pitched. I'm just like, why would anyone want to listen to this? Like, it sounds awful, right? Like if I sing with my highest note, it's like well, I can go a little bit higher than that. I can like. But like when it's that high, it sounds unpleasant, right? It's like I don't honestly, I don't know the way it sounds at all. I'm just like tenors kind of suck. It's a shame I got stuck with that. Well, anyway, what was it here for again? I think it was botanist, right? Gotta be quick. We've got 8 minutes. No, we've got like I guess it's like 20 seconds. I don't know what it is. It's like it's low. Let's check. Is it a Snurble-berry? I already have that. Well, it's only a teak log. I see. You don't want this one. Give me this one over here, though. More music. Let's go. I'm riding on my cum dragon on this beautiful night sky. Yeah, so as I was explaining earlier, so I think the idea is these achievements for miner and botanist. They exist for fisher as well, but not really, so... this is like, basically collect this many unique items in the game as this class and you get this reward, which is quite cool. You get like it's basically it's like a glamour really, you're not going to use it like seriously, but there you go, like, it looks really cool. So I want to get that, but I have to go and get like really old items that I missed in Heaven's Ward in order to get it, I think, because it doesn't seem to, like nothing else seems to matter, right? Nothing else is really helping at all. I think there's 5 for botanist and there were 3 for miner, so that's 1 more towards the goal. Yeah, you got 4 left now. Ophardian, maybe? Nope. Frantic? What is it I'm missing for a botanist then? What haven't I gathered? Because it can't be a collectible, because apparently the collectible items don't count for some reason. I don't know why. You see anything that I don't see? Let me know, yeah? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm alone here, but just in case. Isn't this just Bismarck's horn, but like reused? No, you got this one. This one's a collectible, so this one wouldn't matter. Yeah, because the reason I figured that is because a lot of these these ones here I didn't own earlier. Like I hadn't collected them before, so I went and got them all earlier, and I was like, yeah, I'll have it now, right? And then I checked the achievement and realized I was literally no closer to it than I was before. So I concluded then that I guess it's no good. Like, it doesn't matter. So I think I've got to look for all the ones that I don't have that aren't collectibles. I think that's the only way I can like get any closer. But I mean, it's possible that maybe it's just not achievable right now. Maybe it's currently impossible to get. That'd be kind of weird though, wouldn't you think? Gonna do some Zervan. Alright, well, we're doing Zervan, boys. Let's go. Doing it unsynced? It's kind of lame. Well, I guess I know we've only got 7 people, right? So pretty hard. Remarkably, I was actually doing this just yesterday, this exact fight, unsynced as well. I was helping a friend farm for the mount. He did get it as well, which is good. You know, famously, I actually have a story about this fucking fight. Like, I have this horrible memory of this fight where it's the only fight, the only extreme problem I've ever had to farm all 99 totems for this fight. Fuck this guy, honestly. Wait, you actually can't die here, huh? That's interesting. Well, only one thing we can do.
Good and evil, the war is on.
Good and evil! I love it. Oh, the mount drop, nice. I'll take that. Not the mount. Yeah, the mount, it's fine. But yeah, I farmed all 99 totems with this mount. I did about 60 runs in one night with a group that I randomly got in PF. Which was pretty cool. We had we were an 8-man group. This was like literally the beginning of Stormblood we did this. I was a warrior, and we had 7 DPS, and we were just kind of farming this mount over and over again. We were killing it in like less than 2 minutes. It was a crazy good group, very, very efficient. It was awesome, really, just amazing. So that's how I did 60 runs in a few hours. And what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I was the last one to get the mount in this group, as it turns out. Because, like I said, I had to farm all the way up to 99 totems with them because it wouldn't fucking drop for me. Every single person there got the mount. We stayed all the way until my 99th run. When I needed the mount fucking dropped. What? It was such fucking bullshit. Imagine that, I was the only one who could need the fucking mount. I had 99 fucking totems as of that run, and the fucking mount dropped. I had the fucking embarrassment. I had to need the fucking mount, and I just had it sitting there next to my 99 totems in my inventory. I was so upset. It was just insult to injury. I have the screenshots to prove it as well. I can show them on screen in a second. In between these pools. It was awful. I will never fucking forget that. Ow! Alright, give me a sec. I'm gonna assume this will work. There you go. The fucking nut. I think I have the chat log there as well, look. I hate this game. And then, is it the one to the right? There you go, look. The fucking Zervad mount and 99 totems. I was pissed. I was so pissed. Yeah, like a little preview into my inventory at the time as well. Like I said, I think it was early Stormblood, which is why my health was very, very low. But yep, That is probably my most painful memory of this fucking game. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I got the mountain, right? I should have been happy, but it's not the point. It's just, instead I wasted 99 runs, and then the game just, at the end of all that, it's just like, here you go, mate, have a mount on me. And I still have those 99 totems in my fucking retainer. I've saved them forever as a memory of it. Just to commemorate that moment of just, that realization of just... And after that as well, it was like, we were like, we really like each other, yeah? Why don't we farm the other Heaven's Ward mounts together? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great, let's do that. We formed a group, a Discord and all that. And then we were like, yeah, we'll just put a thing in the chat and we're going to put like a party finder up. And then no one ever did. I'm still in that Discord to this day, but no one has sent a message since the day we formed, basically. That's not entirely true, actually. What would be more true to say would be that I tried very, very hard to get people to do stuff with me. I would put up party finders all the time, and I was like, hey guys, you want to farm mounts? And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just like, okay. So to randoms again then, and like I said, we never found anything ever again. It was just kind of me in party finder, wishing I could have farmed with the same group of people from before, because they were just such cool people. They were fun people, they were good players, it would have been great. It just didn't end up mattering. We were a group in name only. I did eventually get all of my Heaven's Ward mounts, of course. It just took ages.
Good and evil. Good.
As always says good, just good. Good and evil. It's fantastic. Anyway. 96, I'll take that. My new weapon, let's go. You know, when Zeman first came out, I'm pretty sure I didn't have enough eye level to do the normal mode for it, because I was really behind. Like, it was already like right after I cleared the main story for Heaven's Ward was roughly when that fight came out, and I was kind of just like trying to catch up. Because when I first played this game was right before Heaven's Ward released. I started a new character and I played it quite a bit for quite a while, and I really, really loved it. And then I remember this is a testament to just how socially awkward I was. So when I was younger, I was really, really like horribly, cripplingly bad for anxiety. Thankfully, I got over it, as you can tell. But I used to be so scared of people, even online, because I couldn't even queue for instances in this game. Like, I had to have a friend with me because I was just so nervous, but none of my friends wanted to do stuff because they wanted to focus on their own story stuff and their own dungeons, and they were usually ahead of me because I couldn't get past these dungeons by myself. So I got to the first dungeon and then I just never proceeded past that point, so I just stopped playing the game, as I remember. And then about half a year later I was a bit more confident and I came back and started doing the dungeons by myself. And yeah, that was nice. And then I just played religiously, I think up until about level 50, maybe not. Well, I didn't get to level 50 until about 5.3, I think. So I guess I can't really say it was then. I think it was about 5.2 or 5.3 when I got to level 50 for the first time. But yeah, like it was some. I do have a lot of screenshots of this sort of thing. I would actually have had more, but I think I got a virus around that sort of. Like I think sometime during Heaven's Ward I got a virus on the computer which erased like a bunch of stuff. It was like some ransomware bullshit or whatever. So I don't have most of them anymore, but I posted some to Twitter, so I still have some of those screenshots even now. Good and evil. I'm getting worse every time I say it. I'm already tired. So all those bad memories coming back to me. I can't.
Good and evil, the war is
Such is my fate.
Honestly, his voice in English is fucking cool. I can't lie.
Such is my fate.
Ba 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 ba. I don't know why I'm like farming these carapace fragments, because honestly they're kind of useless to me. Like there's not really any reason to use them. I mean, like, you can craft the weapons with them, but I am the one person in the universe apparently that doesn't like these doesn't like the 7-night weapons very much. I find them kind of boring. I don't know why. Well, I guess I know why. It's because honestly, like what's it called, the particle effect on it isn't. I just don't think it looks very high quality, to be honest. I'm not very big on it. But a lot of people just disagree with me on that one, so I guess I'm wrong. You know what would be brilliant? If you took gameplay of this fight and you just put like Fall Guys music over it. Like the last match of a Fall Guys match. Good and evil.
Good and evil, the war is my fate.
The mount didn't drop the well. I'll take my free shit. So I have 9 of these total now. Anyone on Lich wants a mount? Let me know. I'll craft one for you. Because honestly, like I said, I'm collecting them, but I'll never use them, and they probably sell for nothing at this point because everyone will already have their weapon, right? You don't really need them anymore. But yeah, if you ever want any weapons made, just hit me up. Because to anyone watching, which is all none of you. Good and evil. Good and evil. Who should I go to? You. Well. Whatever, you can have double the damage buff this guy. Honestly, this looks pretty cool, just that shot.
Good and evil, the war is my fate.
And such is my fate.
Mount drop. Enjoy your mount. Who gets the mount? Who gets it this time? I'm curious. Tavis got it. Dirty Duncan rolled a 1 on the mount. That's unfortunate. The bright side, that means one more run. Well, you know, one more drop of the mount anyway. And everyone will have their mount. Honestly, farming the Heaven's Wall mounts is very, very easy now, I'm realizing. Because I did Nidhogg with a flame friend yesterday, him them up for that one, and it, like, we literally 2-man that fight, like there's. Like, once upon a time, that was like a full 8-man fight. I mean, yeah, no shit, right? But, I mean, like, in Storm Buddy, when you were around sinking it, you wanted as many people as you could, because that fight was really rough. Like, it did a lot of damage to you. And it was pretty slow clearing it. I mean, maybe if the players were better, maybe we would have all been able to clear it faster, right? But nonetheless, it was definitely one of the harder ones. I think the single hardest Heavensward fight to farm retroactively was Sephiroth. That fight was very difficult to farm. Also, where's Faust? Just knock on the door. Like, hello? Faust? But, yeah. Sephiroth was a pain in the arse because it's such a mechanically heavy fight that it's really, really tricky to, it's very, very tricky to sort of do it, even unsynced, because there's just a lot of mechanics in that fight that were just one shot, you could do them wrong. So you have to just blow him up like extremely quickly, or you just lose. Or alternatively, you could do the mechanics, right? But who wants to do mechanics? No one, apparently. That's why I had to do that fight 70 million fucking times, because 90% of the runs we got ahead on that fight would be wipes. You could put in the group, know the fight, for God's sake, and no one would join actually knowing the fight. You would just get random people that know the fight before. You get fucking first time bonuses popping up, and it would just be like, really? Really? Please? It was frustrating. That was the only one that I think was really difficult to farm, even though it was very old. That's like, obviously, yes, some of them were challenges, as I just said, but that was the one that really stood out to me as just being a nightmare, because just so many mechanics. I basically had to learn the entire fight, because people would die so frequently that you'd never clear it quickly. So I pretty much just had to learn all the mechanics anyway and just do them all anyway. You know, obviously unsynced, so I had more health. That was an advantage, but nonetheless, yeah. What disbanded? What? What happened? Well, I'm back in it now. I'll just slide as Black Mage. Oh, right. You wanted to use an echo ability in the overworld on a person in the party because it was a crossword party, you can do it. That makes sense. Talking about... Oh yeah, another thing I think I realised as well, recently actually, very recently, Heavensward honestly had the best trials. Heavensward trials were so good. Like, the extremes of those trials, 100%, like hands down, those are the best ones in the game. Like, no expansion even comes close in my opinion. A Realm Reborn trials are also the worst because it's a Realm Reborn and those parts are very old and crusty and kind of boring. Nothing particularly exciting back there, other than maybe you could point to Shiva, I guess. There's really good music in it. That's about all there really is to it. So we'll ignore that. But then you've got Heavensward, which I'm going to get to last. You got Stormblood, which has... What do you think? What's good in Stormblood? Yeah. I mean, Shinryu EX was really cool. That was a tough fight. That was one of the first times I realised just how much I fucking hated Party Finder. I have a screenshot as well if I can find it. Give me a sec. I need to drink a water while I'm looking. Give me a sec. Do I... If I type in Shinryu... Yeah, here you go. Here is my screenshot. Fuck Shinryu. Like, this is pretty much my experience. This was what it was like to farm Shinryu when the fight first came out, basically. This was my experience. I fucking hated Shinryu so much. Like, it was such a cool fight. But Party Finder was so bad at this fight, it was a nightmare. I couldn't stand it, man. Like, it drove me so crazy that for a week I tried so hard to clear this fight. And in the end I just kind of gave up. This screenshot actually, come to think of it, this is level 70, so this is actually, wait, no, this is when it came out. Yeah, never mind, this probably was when I was first trying it then. Yeah, because actually I don't think I did unsync this fight, I don't think there was any reason to. So yeah, that probably was the only time I tried to do Shinryu. Probably. Well, basically, for about a week anyway. When the fight first came out, I tried extremely hard in PF for ages, joining group after group after group after group. 99% of the groups could never get past phase 1. I got to the point where I knew phase 1 at the back of my fucking hand because I just done it so many times that I was just like, tidal wave, move platform, tails gonna be dropped. You know, it was just... This is the part where you get blown away by the wind, you gotta move towards the center. This is the part where you don't stand in puddles, this is the part where you do stand in puddles, this is the part where you gotta heal the heads. This is the part where the tanks always die because they hit these fucking cooldowns. It was awful. So awful. But I actually have a compilation of those screens. I can't find most of them. I'm certain there are more. Like, I'm certain that there are a few of them, but the only ones I can find are Shinryu, and there's one for Phantom Train. All the screenshots are the same sort of thing, where you got fucking Shinryu is that one that I just showed you, and then you got fucking Train, which is this one here. This one's a bit more poetic, maybe. Not poetic, you know what I mean. I guess the Shinryu one was kind of like well framed, but this one I think was even better because you can see my whole party abandoned me, and I was just like, for the 70th time, I was just like, please, can I have a party that can actually do this fight, please? It's not that hard, please. It was just so frustrating. Because, like, I understand being bad at a savage fight when you first try it, right? But my luck with PF has always had it be that I would go into a fight, I would learn the entire fight, and I would be stuck with a bunch of people in Party Finder that were still progging, that were entering for the first time, or still progging phase 1. And you can put in the group thing, you can put all you want, you can say, you know, no phase 1, no phase 2, or clear group, and you'll still get people who have a first time. Oh, no, say first one, that's not right. But you know what I mean, you get people who don't know the fight at all. People who just have no clue what they're doing, and they would die to the first mechanic of the fight. The amount of times I had a Shinryu group where people would die to the very, very first fucking tidal wave was honestly really, really, really sad. Like, shocking, really. Like, it was just so bloody ridiculous. Tell you what. There we go. As it should be. After all, he is the best dancer here. I think Hurdle's here. I actually have no idea about anything about Hurdle, to be honest. But yeah, I'm certain there's at least like 1 or 2 more of those screenshots, because I have like a series of things there, like a few. But I always kind of just did them. I didn't really used to organize things very well as I do now. Where now I've got like folders for everything, so like I can kind of, you know, I can find stuff easily, even if I don't name it properly at first. They're in the sort of the same sort of place, so I can have a look. But yeah, I don't think I do for those ones. One day I'll find them and I'll show you on stream. I mean, alternatively, I could just wait and make more, I suppose. I mean, there would no doubt be more fights in the future that have the same problem.
Good and evil.
For some reason, just Party Finder just sucks, but then I find every single person that can't do the fight in the universe. Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, I was talking about Trials is nice. So yeah, Shinryu X is really, really cool from Stormblood. I mean, the first time you do Byakko, Suzaku, and Seiryu, I think those ones are pretty good the first time. Byakko very quickly got really awful because that bit where you're falling through the sky, like I said, the first time you see it, it's really, really cool. And then you see it for like the 20th time, the 30th time, and you're just like, this part is so slow. Please, can I just kill the boss, please? It was just unpleasant. It was fucking awful. It was so bad. Like doing that repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again, which is almost never the attention, right? But why would you design a fight around being done several times? You wouldn't, because then you're kind of just missing out. Like most people will not farm those fights. Most people won't even do the extreme fights to begin with, but most people certainly will not farm them. And then, of course, the people that do, like myself, end up being stuck, falling through the sky 55 times until you finally get your random mount drop and you're done with it forever, thank God. And that was Byakko Extreme. I think Suzaku Extreme is probably the coolest one to do several times, because you kind of get a little bit better at it each time, which is how it should be, right? But like there wasn't really a mechanic in that fight. I guess there was the DDR bit. There was the bit where you had to sort of face it different directions and all that. I think that was the only part that I'd really say was bad about that fight. And then there was also Seiryu, which had the really long in-between bit where you're just killing ads, and then you're kind of swimming through the water and all that. You know, very basic, standard affair sort of transition stuff, but still long enough that I didn't really enjoy it all too much. But you know what was great about Stormblood Trials? The music. The music was fucking stellar. There was not a single Stormblood Trial that I didn't like the music for, I'm pretty sure. There was Susanoo, Lakshmi, Shinryu, you had Tsukuyomi, Byakko, Suzuki and so yeah, okay, yeah, every single one of those trials had a stellar soundtrack. They were so good. It's just the fights weren't as cool as Heaven's War, but actually again, the bar was so high because Heaven's War trials are just really cool and just really well designed. For an Extreme, is probably still one of the hardest Extreme trials in the game. Because there's just so many fucking mechanics that can just wipe the entire group all of a sudden. There's so much cleverness. It's like, you know, it's not just being knocked back, it's knocked back in a certain way. It's like, you know, don't go into the wall, but also be knocked into this tower in this particular position, which is the sort of thing that's in an ultimate fight. There's just so much cool stuff, and there's a mechanic in the very last phase, which, by the way, can we just appreciate that in the, what's it called? In the normal mode of that fight, you get to the part where he does his big ultimate attack and he smashes the screen and like the glass shatters and it's really cool. And then he's just like, oh, you're still alive! And he just swings his sword around pathetically until you beat him. And then the extreme one, he does the big ultimate attack, he destroys the screen, and he's just like, oh, he survived. Well, I guess I'll take this seriously then. And the fight begins properly, and fucking Hero starts playing, and it's just, mwah! It's such a cool fight. I love it. It's so good. It's such a good fight. I had to farm it a lot, but there was never really a point where I was just like, man, I really wish I could stop doing this fight, you know? I always loved it. It was so good. Like, I think I did that fight like 70 or 80 times to get them up. But it was worth it. It was always worth doing. Just a great fight. You've also got, obviously, I mentioned already, the other really cool one was Sephiroth, which was very tough. But again, it was so mechanically impressive that you always had something to do. There's never really a moment where you're falling asleep in that fight, and the music was also fucking fantastic as well. Well, maybe not fantastic. I don't know. It might be a bit gratuitous. The second phase theme was I'm always embarrassed to admit that I really like the second phase theme. It's so fucking hilariously edgy that the first time I heard it, I actually I just started fucking pissing myself with laughter. It's so.
What's it like when you pull back the curtain and realize?
Like I could probably sing the whole song. It's so bad that I love it. It's just so edgy. It's hilarious. What else is there? We got Sophia, which is another fantastic song, and another really cool sort of stage hazard sort of fight. Where the mechanic, of course, is that the stage keeps tilting. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but that's like the big one, right? That's the one that you recognise. When you think of Sophia, you think of the big stage that would tilt back and forth. That was a really cool mechanic, handled in a really cool way. I like that a lot. And of course, again, yeah, Equilibrium is just a fantastic song, which is very good. I know I said that a lot, don't I? Very good. Honestly, the bare minimum standard for this game's music is good, and then everything else is kind of just like some tier or another above that, just praising it further. And then, yeah, so you got Sophia. You also had Zervan, which was another great song. Cool fight. Just cool in general, really. Only thing I didn't really like about Zervan, I think, was the ad phase. But after you beat the ad phase, you get that really cool transition where he freezes the entire area, and then much like Fauna, he shatters the ice, and it's just like, you know, he's just this dramatic sort of pose, and he's just like, fight me, and just like slashes the screen, and the song starts playing, and it's cool. It's so cool. You've also got, what else is there in Heaven's Ward? You've got Nidhogg, which you don't need to explain why Nidhogg's a cool fight, do you? I mean, come on. I mean, it's got 3 different songs and they're all fucking bangers. I hate that word, but it's I have to say it. Come on, they're all such great songs. They're all so thematically appropriate. It's just brilliant. It's so good. You've also got what's it called? You got 3 different phases, which are all very different. I mean, phase 1 for Nidhogg Extreme. I never got to do the fight properly synced. Like I think it was Blue Mages. I think I did it synced possibly, but you know, that for the same problem as doing it unsynced. I never really saw phase 1. It didn't seem very complicated. It seems like phase 1 was basically just the add phase, which is not very interesting. So that's not the only part that is bad. But phase 1 has Dragon Song playing as well, so it's probably a good thing that there wasn't any complicated mechanics, because I wouldn't have been able to fucking do anything. You know, all the crying I was doing during phase 1 because of that fucking beautiful song. Oh, the only songs of the game written by Nobuo Uematsu, who's of course a very, 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 very skilled composer apparently. Like, it's just, I just have no end of, like, praise for a lot of the fights in this game. Wait, is it this one? This one? Oh, this one, okay. Right, I'm gonna pick 11 then. There you go. Now you got phase 2, which has that really cool tower mechanic, which I always loved, to be honest. At the in Nidhogg Extreme, if you've never seen it before, there's a mechanic in phase 2 where a blue tower appears, which you have to DPS down, and a red tower appears, which connects to 4 people. And the idea of this connecting to 4 people thing is that you can't hurt the tower with normal attacks, but all damage that they take affects the tower instead. So they would run into like mechanics and like all the stack markers and stuff like that to maximize damage that they receive to kill the tower as quick as you possibly can. That was the idea. It was just really, really cool. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I've always liked the mechanic quite a lot. That's always kind of always been one of my like one of the ones I remember the best. You know what I mean? Because it was very unique, and I don't think it's ever really been done again, if I remember correctly. Like I can't think of an instance where it was done a second time. And then the third phase begins, and it's not really that exciting. It's quite difficult actually. It was pretty good at killing the groups that I used to do with, like in PF again. Like it was quite common that people would end up dying to that. Because of all the, there's a lot of shit going down, and you have to very quickly kind of acknowledge what's been going down, where to stand, but also when these things appeared, because you had to be in the right place at the right time, or you would be hit by something that would probably kill you, or at least put you close to death. There was also like a million AoE big stacking markers going out every like few seconds. Like in between every mechanic was another big stacking AoE. Like it was very cool, very flashy, which was the I love. But it was very tough too. Phase 3 was probably the hardest mechanic. The hardest mechanics in the fight, I would say. Yeah, thankfully now I'm playing on dance, so I can talk a lot more while doing the fight. What else was there in Heaven's Ward? We got a lot of them. You did have Bismarck actually. You know what? Heaven's Ward had Bismarck, which is a pretty big negative, all things considered. Like, if you're gonna say anything bad about Heaven's Ward Trials, it would be that. It would be Bismarck. Bismarck was very lame. Bismarck's probably one of the worst trials in the game. It just kind of sucked. Like, the phase 2 song was kind of cool, but everything about that fight was not. Everything else about that fight was just very slow, lots of waiting around, not doing anything. Never really a difficult fight either. I'm pretty sure I cleared up my very first time doing that fight. I don't think there was much proc at all for that fight. It was just kind of lame. But other than Bismarck, Heaven's Ward Trials, like I say, one of the best. Just so good. You got Raven as well. Oh my god, Raven was so good. And you have the fight with phase 2, which I could never replicate because his voice is deep as hell and mine is certainly not. high. Even that's too high pitched. Like it's like, yeah, it has the deepest voice in the fucking universe. And I hope we're cool in Raven too. The other thing I remember about Raven is I remember being one of those groups where it was like, you know, hey, you get the mount in the order that you join or whatever. You know, if everyone's staying until everyone has the mount. And I remember being, I was the 8th person to join a farm party for that mount, and I was the only one who didn't get the mount because after about an hour or two, people just wanted to leave. They didn't want to stick around any longer for this person number 8. So I got scammed basically. So that's my negative memory of that fight in Party Finder, because apparently I have one for every single fight in the game. But you know what? You can't really win them all. I don't know what to say. What else was there in Heaven's Ward? I think we might have covered all of them now. Yeah, I think we have covered all of them, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I think I made a pretty fair argument anyway for Heaven's Ward Trials right there. Just outside of Bismarck, absolutely fucking excellent. Just so good. Delaying my dance, which is a DPS loss, but this fight's really weird when it comes to timing and everything, because there's so much time where you can't attack the boss that you kind of just inevitably lose a lot of stuff anyway. So I guess Shadowbringers would be the next one to talk about, right? We talked about Stormguard, we talked about Heaven's Ward. So Shadowbringers Trials, I would rate them as probably being the worst of the 3 expansions, I would say. It's not so much that they're bad, I'm pretty sure. Didn't he jump over here, right? I mean, yeah. I have to focus. I'm gonna focus a little bit for the time being because I'm nervous now. So we've gone further than we had before, so I'm kind of just like maybe we'll end up dying now if we're not careful. Today we fight as one. I think I'm gonna lose like everything here, right? We've got 6 seconds for me to attack the boss again. Right, who goes back over to the other side? Is this more like... do we have to hop sides right away? Hang on. I am odd. So I am at the... I'm up in there? No, I'm at the back, right? Hang on, maybe I am actually that side. Hang on. I think I am. I think I'm over here, right? Is that correct? Yeah. I mean, we died anyway, but I think that was something else. It wasn't me. Because obviously I didn't get hit by anything, did I? I think so. 1, 2, 5, 6. I think so. Odds are west. Yeah, I was odd. So I go CX. 5 goes there, 7 goes there. Yeah, okay, yep. I was right. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. So Shadowbringers Trials, where do we start? We started with Shadowbringers, and then Titania happened, then Innocence happened. Okay. So... Titania happened, and Titania was... I mean, I love the music in Titania, and I love the, I guess I love the theme of it. I love the whole sort of jovial pixies in the forest sort of thing. It was all just very, very fancy, very... It's very fantastic, wasn't it? It's like a fantasy thing. It was a fantasy fight through and through. It was very cool. It was all based on like Irish folklore as well. That sort of stuff. I love that. I love that a lot. That's something I really, really enjoy. So I thought that part of the fight was really cool, and the song was really cool. But mechanically, that fight was kind of lame. I didn't like it very much. Yeah, I think in chat, I think it's been posted as a wrong, right? I think it's 1357, right? Give me a second. Why is east west? It was in north and south. What do you think? I'm trying to process this now. I'm really confused. What do you think? East of west platform. Alright, I get it now. Yeah, I think I get it now. Yeah, it's because of the way it was posted. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. I was thinking it was like 1, 2, 5 and 6 on the same side, and I was like, what does that mean? I was like, what? So, yeah. Yeah, I think I get it anyway. My brain was kind of just really confused for a second there. So yeah, Titania. Well, like I said, it had everything going for it except for the actual mechanics of the fight, which is a very important part of it. But as I said before, I like music, so I did like that fight overall. But I definitely think there were better fights. Innocence was really cool. You know, Innocence, its only problem was that it was very easy. It was a very easy fight. I nearly cleared that fight on my very first pull, but I was also with like really good players. Like we weren't like, it wasn't like a random party kind of thing. It was literally I was with my friend Static, who were very good players, a lot better than I am really, and they were kind of carrying me through it. But I think if it wasn't for that, it would have taken me a lot longer. But we basically, like, the very first pull, we got it to like 5%, and we only died because one of the DPS got greedy and killed everyone, basically. That was the only thing that happened. Anything that maybe went wrong with that fight. If he hadn't gotten greedy, we would have cleared it on the very first pull. But music was fucking... oh my god, it was so good in that fight. Much like Titania, really. It was just... I mean, Titania was cool in a different sense. It was very cutesy, very fun. Innocence was just fucking, like... It felt so grandiose, right? It felt like this big, dramatic fight scene. Like, it was you or him, you know? this grand encounter with this person who you know you have to destroy, or you have to stop him because you can't let this man live. Even though it's kind of sad, even though he is, as the game kind of clarifies, he's as much of a victim as anyone else is. You gotta stop this guy. You can't let him keep on doing what he's doing. And it really felt that sense of just, like I said, big grandiose encounter. It was cool. It was really cool. So Innocence I kind of rate about Sinner's Titania overall, in that mechanically it was kind of but in every other way it was really, really good. Like, it was only really bad mechanically and otherwise was just excellent. And then you have Hades, which I'll admit I liked the Hades the first night of the fight, maybe the second, third, maybe for a good while I enjoyed the music for that fight. When I was progging it with my static at the time, I really didn't have fun with that fight at all. That was kind of a lame fight. Mechanically, it was very difficult, which is certainly something. It's more than most people can say about extreme fights. I mean, a lot of extreme fights obviously are, yeah, they're difficult enough, but they're not like excruciatingly hard or anything like that. They're just kind of, I'd say, moderately tough, right? Something. What side am I on? This way. Okay, we're all good. Yeah, like, it was hard enough that by the time we cleared it, I was sick of the music. I was like, you know what, this song was good at some point. That's how I remember Hades. It's also very, very long. Like, it's long enough that I was kind of just... you know, by the time, you know, when I thought about farming it, I just thought, I can't be fucking bothered to farm this fight, man. Like, one day I will, but I'll probably wait until the next expansion to farm that one. Like, when we can get back to that fight and basically just face roll it, clear it really quickly with really good DPS and all that, that'll be the time for me to, like, revisit the fight and farm it, I think. Unless I just really get desperate for, like, content. Which I don't think will happen, but if it does happen, that'll be the time that I go back and, that'll be the time I kind of go back and be like, you know what, yeah, let's try Hades, but it'll be the last one I do. So I rate Hades pretty low as well on the list of Shadowbringers fights, I would say. What was after Hades? I can't remember. Yeah, Ruby Weapon, which is... I mean, Ruby Weapon's kind of the opposite of the other fights. Mechanically, I guess it was alright. Actually, no, it wasn't the opposite at all. It was the same. They had really good music, but the mechanics were kind of like alright. I didn't really like Phase 2 for that one, as I recall. Like, really? Come on. Like, Phase 2 of Ruby Weapon was kind of like, it was like, hey, it's Nail again, for the third or fourth time. When you take into account T9 and then the Ultimate, and you also take into the 1.0 fight, then yeah, it's the fourth time. There was a lot of nail. A lot of nails. More nails than a DIY store, of course. Oh, wait, hang on. You don't actually, like, you're here, right? Yep. Right. I'm sort of like focusing again for a second because, like, you know, once again we got into a pint where a pint. We've got into a pint. Yep. And now drinking ourselves another table because honestly I can't put up with this fight any longer. But what are we talking about? So Ruby Weapon was kind of just like, I think that was probably the weakest one so far, other than maybe Hades. I mean, you know, with Hades, at least Hades was I guess I would say, like, at least... Hang on. Let me collect my thoughts for a second real quick, I'm struggling here. I'm trying really hard, okay, the cogs are turning. Right, yeah, I like Red Weapon more, because it had good music and then Hades did not have good music after a while. Like, it was good at first, and then kind of just like, eh. Also, Phase 2 was kind of boring. I didn't like Phase 2's song. I like Phase 1, that was kind of cool, kind of. I'm on this side. How did this happen? How do we have so many people on this side? I mean, we can still let it LB free, can't we? Well, I think we can LB free, but no one's telling me that I'm wrong, but no one's LB freeing either, so... I guess we're just not LB freeing? I guess I'm just dead then? I'm missing all of it. You have to go to this side I under correctly there. And then sort of spread out. What with the hands thing, I think? Yeah, I swapped sides there because I didn't want to down him to kill the other healer. I figured like if I just like swap sides, we can lower the damage a little bit more. That was my process of thought there. So I think I can probably stand here, right? No, I still got hit by that, sadly. Yeah, we wiped that no matter what, I think, right? No, apparently not. That doesn't actually kill even a DPS. It's kind of forgiving with that build there. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, we were talking about Greek Weapon, and then after Greek Weapon became Emerald Weapon, right? That was the next one, I think? Emerald Weapon? Now, Emerald Weapon gets a lot of shit, okay? I seldom hear people say good things about Emerald Weapon, but I love that fight. That's no secret. I really love Emerald Weapon. I thought it was cool as hell. The first phase, yes. The first phase sucks, okay? I'll admit. First phase of Emerald Weapon was really boring, okay? I won't defend it. I won't defend phase 1. But phase 2 was really cool. I think it had a lot of really cool mechanics. I thought the bit where all the soldiers are sort of coming and all the sort of guns, like all the guns and rockets are firing and all that. And the song, mwah, the song was so good. Like, the phase 2 music was excellent. Just honestly, I never like one of my favorite songs in the entire game. I love phase 2 song. And so Emerald Weapon, yeah. I rate Emerald Weapon very high. I think it's one of the best fights in sport in Shadowbringers, if not the best trial in Shadowbringers, unironically. Because I thought it was cool as hell. You've got the Seat of Sacrifice. The music in that fight, sorry, actually probably is the best song in the entire game. Like the whole song for that fight is stellar. And it only gets better when you learn the story behind it and you realise that Soken literally wrote that song while he was being treated for cancer in a hospital bed. He wrote one of the best fucking songs in the game. In that state, it just makes it feel so much more incredible, right? Like, it just makes it feel like it doesn't change anything really, but it makes it sound so much more impressive when you hear that and just like, wow. So that's my review of the music, I suppose. The actual the fight itself is mechanically very impressive. There's a lot going on. It's really cool. it's almost comparable to something like Fordan or Shinryu in terms of how complicated the mechanics actually are. But I've never really seen much of the fight, because I only really did it after it wasn't really relevant anymore, so we kind of just like face rolled it. Like, my first go of that fight was on stream. I was playing a class I didn't know. I had barely practiced the fight at all anyway, but I had never healed it once. I was playing Astrologian, I didn't know how to play Astrologian, and I'd never healed that fight before at all, and we still cleared that fight because it was just... It fell off so quickly in difficulty, you know? The DPS check had gotten so low, and it was only like one patch after it had come out that I did it. Which makes you kind of wonder how hard that fight actually was. Mechanically, like I said, it seems very complicated, but maybe it wasn't very tuned? If it was under tuned, I'm not sure. I can't really say, honestly, about that fight. But it definitely felt like it should have been harder than it was, is what I mean to say anyway. I can at least admit to that, you know? But the fight should have been harder than when it was. And for one reason or another, it was not very hard. So... I mean, I rate that fight very high, and I would like to do it more at some point. Maybe on stream I will someday. When I do that fight some more, I will absolutely let you guys know if I change my mind at all. And I'm sure you care so much, right? Yeah, so like, I feel like I haven't really talked enough about that particular fight. I feel like it deserves a lot. Like I said, I just don't really have much experience with it, but I reckon that fight would be rated very high if I had more experience anyway. I feel like that fight is just a really good one, you know? Like, there are some kind of meh fights in Shadowbringers, but that one's not really one. I don't think it deserves to be one of them. I think it deserves more than that. And then after that, I think it's just Diamond Weapon, right? I don't think I've forgotten any of them. Is there a trial I forgot? I don't think there was. So like overall, basically my review of Shadowbringers was that the trials had great music, but the mechanics were kind of boring. I mean, I could review this fight, but I've already mentioned before, haven't I? My review of this fight is that mechanically it's very cool, but the music is bad, which is the actual total opposite of what I just said. It's the only fight where this is the case, though. Most fights are not really that interesting mechanically. Yeah, mechanically, but musically are great. Yeah, my least favorite fight in Shadowbringers then, having talked about it, I think it's probably Hades. Because I just didn't really like it. Like I said, I'm happy to go back and farm that one when it's quicker. But as it is, it's just such a long, tiresome fight. I just don't really want to do it. Like, when I think about the music for it, and I think about really anything for that fight, I just think there's no real reason I'd want to do it again. So if I can do it quickly to farm it, I will gladly get the mount from it, but if I can't do it quickly, then I don't want to do it at all. Which is generally a very bad sign. I forgot the hands existed for a second. I can tell they hit me, I didn't remember they were a thing, I was kind of just like, nah, I'm fine, I'm doing alright. And then, pain. That is okay, are you lagging out? We're on the east platform, right? So I'm even I'm staying where I am. This is odd. So I sit in the middle here, and then I move over to that side soon. Of course I got hit by that. Wait, what? Stop, I'm 7! What? So I guess people are still learning, it's fine, but... Well, I don't get blamed for it, I don't really care. You just stand in that very corner there, for sure. I think the side you're on doesn't matter too much at this point in the fight, if I understand correctly. I think it does matter here. I think specifically here it matters. Okay, not here. It matters in the next bit. Oh. Ah. I didn't realize about that. I didn't realize it was that mechanic. I'll get some water because I'm thirsty. You know, I'll also be right back in a second. I'll be real quick though. Right. Right then. Ba, 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 ba. I'll let you see this, Jack. Here you go. There you go, Brad agrees, sort of. We'll pretend Brad agrees with me. Heaven's Ward or Stormblood. We're gonna try it. The replies I got then, it was overwhelmingly Heaven's Ward. Actually, I'm playing with smart people, of course. Yes. They're all very, very cultured men. Yeah, I do kind of wonder if we did like a community-wide poll. I wonder what people would vote for. I'm curious. Will they agree with me on Heaven's Ward, or they maybe get a lot of people saying Shadowbringers? Who knows? Maybe a lot of people would disagree with me. Who can say? Hmm? Ba, 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 ba. One thing I will actually give this fight, this is really specific, but it just came to mind. I remember when Seiryu came out, I used it to learn Scholar, because I played Astra that entire expansion really. And then Seiryu came out and I was like, I want to learn Scholar, because I've played since Heaven's Ward. And so I used it kind of to sort of relearn that class, and I really came to like that fight at the time. But one thing I remember about it is that it was quite an easy fight, really. It wasn't really that challenging. I mean, I was doing it with PF, so it was challenging enough just dealing with that, but like, it wasn't really that hard to do much in it, really. I can't think of a mechanic in that fight that's particularly difficult to execute or anything. I guess maybe right near the end of the fight, actually, there is a point that's quite difficult. Right near the end of the fight, there is a bit where I think basically every mechanic from the first phase all happens simultaneously, but on a much smaller platform, so it's a lot harder to sort of react to stuff. There's like a bit where like you kind of get knocked back and all that. Like you get knocked back. You have to sort of be knocked into the water. I think it's two people that get knocked back. There's also a stack marker that goes off, and I think there's also like a waffle floor afterwards or something. There's quite a lot going on at the same time. Oh yeah, that's what I remember now. He does like the sort of the circular AoE sort of thing, so you can't be close to him, but sometimes he has like a thing around him, so you have to be close to him. So there's a lot that kind of forces your hand all at once, is what I mean to say. A lot of things that kind of, yeah, that make it quite a difficult thing to execute in the moment, like you're panicking. Yeah, the reason I mentioned Seiri in particular is because of, I feel like this fight's quite a bit harder than Seiri, to be honest. Like, I feel like it's noticeably harder than Seiri ever was when it first came out, I need to say. I mean, this is like, technically it's longer after it came out than when Seiri did, but for Seiri, like literally the moment it came out, I did that fight in PF. Whereas for this one, you had time to gear up and get stronger. And even then, this fight is a lot harder than Suri was, I would say. Which I think is quite impressive, really. Yeah, I think using shields and there has been the right call after all. Because it uses two things close together there, so shields are going to be used basically twice. It's like getting two uses out of one, so that's definitely the best place to use it, I think. And then we get a run over here. Oops, wrong button. Oh, I messed up my timing on this one, that's a little cool. Recently I learned there's right near where I used to live there's like a place that sells Nigerian food, I think, which I find quite fascinating. I probably shouldn't really, but like it really amazed me because I realized that you could make a restaurant or a restaurant or food shop for literally anything you wanted, right? Like again, it's like it's like I'm literally right next to the fucking boss, but I'm guessing it snapshots my position or whatever, so it's just like, no, we're gonna throw you off the edge, mate. And it's really fucking annoying. Well, anyway. But yeah, I thought that was really cool anyway when I learned that. Because I'd seen that shop like 100 times before. It's like a tiny little shop sort of buried away, just in like a little space. Like, you can barely see it. But like, yeah. I just sort of randomly saw it on Google Maps of all places and was just like, I wonder what they sell there. I looked into it. I maybe really want to try making Nigerian food. But I will admit, I looked at like the recipes recommended to me and I was just kind of like, I've never heard of this in my life. I don't even know what these ingredients are, what the fuck? It was like playing a fantasy actually, and you hear what was like these fantasy ingredients and whatever. That's what it sounded like to me. Obviously I don't mean anything rude, of course. I mean, you know, I understand it's a different culture, but yeah, all I'm mocking is the name of the foods, really. I'm not like making any kind of political statement. You get what I mean, anyway. I just thought it was really cool. Yeah, over here. Yeah, one day I'm just gonna be like, all right, this is a Nigerian food I want to make. This is a recipe and all the ingredients I'll need for it. I'm just gonna go in there and just be like, hey, like yes, I'm something of a Nigerian myself. No, I'm gonna go and just be like, hey, I wanna try this dish and look very cultured. That's my plan, to look like I'm some sort of very cultured person who understands literally anything about the cuisine of other cultures. Right, so I'm on the wrong side. You know what, most of us did it right. I was talking earlier about my sleeping pattern, wasn't I? I was talking about how like it's gotten better, but right now it's like 3:30 and I'm actually really sleepy. So like my eyes are getting heavy and I'm just like, what the fuck? I woke up like not even 12 hours ago. I don't really. I thought I knew that mechanic, but apparently I guess I don't because they were doing it differently. I don't really understand. But okay. Seems Talis needs to leave to eat, which is understandable because it's probably about dinner time for most normal people. I went with after to leave, but in the end I gave up. Well, I wonder what my favourite extreme trial in the game would actually be. I feel like 4 is a pretty hard contender for it. It's a really good fight. Emerald Weapon is obviously up there because I love the music. But, I mean, I guess if both phases were good, or if phase 2 was the entire fight, it was just like twice as long, I think Emerald Weapon would probably be my favourite. Because even though it's not that difficult, I just really like the song. That is the gist of it, I would say. But yeah, if we're talking about a fight that is just consistently good throughout, like every phase is just great, I think I'd pick 4 down. It's only got 2 phases, but they're both fully packed to the brim with like really interesting mechanics and great music. So I'd probably pick 4 as my favourite trial of all time, I would say. I think Shinju is kind of up there. I mean, I've got like a bitter memory of it. I think if I'd cleared Shinju quicker than I did when I first did that fight, I reckon that would probably be like my favourite fight. But because of all the bad memories I have of it living in Party Finder, it is forever soured in my brain, and I'm just like, nope, nope. Apparently we have to wait a little bit. I'm gonna get some water because, again, in case you haven't heard, it's fucking boiling in my room, so I'm gonna be right back a second. I'm gonna throw... Wait, eating? What? Alright, okay. AFK, there you go. Da, 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 da. There you go, that's quite pretty. Enjoy your BRB screen. There you go. I'll tell you what, like downstairs it's quite nice and cool. As you like ascend the stairs and just slowly walk along the hallway towards my room, and it gets hotter and hotter until you get to my room and it's a fucking nuclear reactor generating heat in here. It's just that computer must be bloody boiling, I swear. Either that or I am, of course. They're like, it's so fucking hot in this room. It's not like a boiler or anything like that in here either. It's just hot. And I'm gonna ruin this screen now. Apparently we got another someone new joining us, but the stream's not ending yet. Aren't you lucky? Well, I wasn't away for too long anyway. I mean really, I've been going AFK quite a lot in this stream, but I think it's justified because of how fucking hot it is, but nonetheless, I hope it's not too bad. To be fair, I know some streamers that are really, really, really bad when it comes to being AFK. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm not like shit talking there or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'd mention it just as my excuse, my justification for, of course, taking all the time in the world. I'm fully justified. Yes. There's a guy I used to watch who I think he would kind of stream at the wrong sort of time, really, so that we would have dinner time or whatever during his stream. So he would like, there would be a point of the stream where he'd be like, okay, be right back, and he would disappear for like 35 minutes while he ate his dinner. And then he would just come back after that time and be like, alright, let's continue. It's just like, imagining that, it's just... Imagine if I did that, there would be no one left. I mean, if there was anyone here to begin with, they'd all be gone by that point. 35 minutes, but people stuck around for him. He was a good streamer, to be honest. I think he still streams now. He probably would, right? He had quite a big fan base, but I think he's less popular now than he used to be, at the very least, when I used to watch him. Which is really sad, because he was a cool guy. There was also, what's his name? I think it was Snoop Dogg. It was a rapper that streamed. That's all I know. And sadly, I don't have my list of rappers that stream on me, so I can't really say for sure. But I'm pretty sure it was Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's? Yeah, it's him and his twin brother. So Snoop Dogg. I think there was a thing where he was playing a game. I think it was that, and he like rage quit so badly that he like stormed out of his room, but forgot to end stream, so he just disappeared, and then like he was just gone for like 8 hours or something freaking absurd. Just gone from his probably his entire house, just left, went downtown or something after for like 8 hours, and he just walks back into his room like carrying something. Later on, he's just like, oh shit, I left the stream on. He just turns it off. You can find that on YouTube, I think. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. But I thought it was pretty funny. Some of those stories where it's just like, are you kidding? Like, really? Yeah, I don't think it gets much worse than that for AFK streamers. As long as I'm not waiting, as long as I'm not gone for 8 hours, I think we're good. Let's go. What do we do while we wait, I wonder? Honestly, I kind of... Oh. What? Wait, when did you come up here during this story? During Alexander. I guess there's like cutscenes, maybe. So I guess there's like for him, there's probably like a hey, press this button to leave the area sort of thing. Oh, there he goes. That was interesting anyway. He kind of has got like a big red nose. Like a big clown nose. I would start rating the raids, but I feel like I don't really know them that well, comparatively. Oh, hang on, the FK thing actually is still there. I thought I got rid of it. I couldn't see it earlier. Yeah. Now, I would start rating the raids, but like I said, I feel like I'm not really experienced enough for it. I can only really rate them based upon other people's coverage of it. Alexander is like... I don't like the Alexander raids personally. I don't think I'd really... I'd gladly try them with friends or whatever. Like, you could just try progging them. Maybe minimum eye level, probably not minimum. You know, what are you doing synced down or whatever, or something like that. Or as Blue Mages maybe we could do it. Something like that, something different. I'd like to try that at the very least. But I would say that because they're not very flashy or cool, and the music is kind of like, I mean, the music's alright. I mean, it's pretty good, but like, it's very samey because Locust plays for like more than half the fights. You have Metal for like 2 of them, which is a great song, and on one of them you have a unique Brute Justice sort of song, of course, which is a classic. You can't just make it like... It's so unique, right? It's just such a iconic song for the raids in this game for me, anyway. That's how I see it. And then you have Rise for the final one, which is a fantastic song. I love Rise. I don't like Moby as well, whatever that one is. Actually, you know what? Exponential Entropy is a great one as well. Like forward and back, and then forward and back, and then go forward and back. That's a good song. And it's very repetitive, you know, for the same. It's just I kind of ironic really that I'm saying, like, you know, the songs are too repetitive in Alexander, but like that one. But you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I think it has good songs, but because they're played a lot, I get sick of them. It makes the fights feel less unique for me. Like because again, I place such a high importance on music in this game. I think it kind of spoils them for me, or I'm kind of less into them because they have less identity to me. But when I see people doing the minimum eye level and you see all the really cool shit that you would never see nowadays, that's something I actually really do appreciate about those fights, because you realize they were honestly a lot more interesting than modern fights were mechanically. Like, yeah, they're pretty crusty old fights. Like, yeah, there's a lot of problems with them. They're not perfect, but I do have to appreciate like the one with the cage and all the traps and stuff. That's a really cool fight. Like, I never thought anything of it. Like, I saw the normal mode and was like, yeah, well, this exists. I don't really care. Let's get out of the way. Like, you don't normal raids roulette. You kind of just like whatever. We'll just face roll it. And then you see that it's the Savage minimum eye level version of that fight, and you realize, wow, there's all these traps. This whole arena has so much there's so much it gets used for. There's not a single thing in that arena that's there just for appearance sake. It all gets used in so many interesting and unique ways. And you would never see that in a modern raid in this game. Like, in this game, the arena just kind of exists to look interesting nowadays, and then the boss does all the mechanics and that's it. There's no like outside sort of aspect to it. I would say it's the same sort of problem with the modern trials, really. There isn't really that much going on with the arena anymore. I mean, I guess Diamond Weapon is actually a good example of one that does use the arena very well, because you gotta swap back and forth and all that. But something like Sophia, for example, where, you know, the biggest hazard was the stage itself. It wasn't so much, you know, what the boss was doing. It wasn't like a big AoE or damage or anything like that, or anything that looked cool. It was really the stage was like, basically against you. It was like a balancing thing, and I thought that was very, very cool. And I think Alexander used the arena so much better than any modern raid in this game does, and that's something I will always give it. Like, that was honestly, that's so fucking cool. I wish they did that more nowadays, rather than just big square or big circle that you fight a boss on and that's it. Like, comparatively, nothing really compares to that sort of level of. You've got all these different mechanics, always this whole room of traps you gotta disarm with the right people in the right places and all that, and you gotta have the right people at the right place at the right time. And you got all those massive fucking metal balls rolling around, and the spikes disappear temporarily, and you can move around the arena. You gotta like move in a specific patterns, specific ways, and all that. It's just It was very cool. I like that a lot. It's very complicated, of course, but very difficult compared to Modern Savages 2. But I just appreciate it for that reason. And then you have a lot of the fights in the game in Alexander are also kind of just as well. Like, the one with the big steamroller is very forgettable, and the first fight in the entire thing is very forgettable, and the second one as well, the one which is just ads. Those three are really just kind of just super lame, really. Like, I'll take any modern raid in this game over those ones. Those ones just kind of suck, and they play Locust as well. There's not really anything at all about them that I really care for. Then you have Pepsi Man, which I don't know any mechanics for, but he looks cool. And then you have Alexander the First in the fourth fight, which has metal playing, which is fantastic, and that's all I care about once again. Actually, also Quarantine. It doesn't really matter. It's a very small mechanic that doesn't really do anything, but I think it's a cool mechanic anyway. I think the idea of it is very cool. Oh, okay, maybe we're done. The stream might be ending because it turns out that the person cancelled? Honestly, I think my throat could probably do have a break, really. I've been talking a lot this stream. But I might just wait a little bit longer, just because I don't want to end so suddenly after all that, you know, all that waiting, because I don't want to put in like the VOD thing. Hey, skip from this point to the end of the VOD, because I just keep talking and that's all I do. So for the sake of justifying the person who has actually sat for this VOD for this long and is still listening to me talk now and just droning along and along and along and along, which I do apologise for, by the way. You're calling it so I forgot you couldn't hear. I saw in the party chat, I know you said you're ending, it's fine. Anyway, I'm going to do one more instance. What do we do? Normal raids? Yeah, you know what, in honor of talking about raids and trials a lot this stream, I'm going to do one more normal raids queue. Like 7 PM. I might join. I'll let you know tomorrow, yeah? If I do, I'll stream it then as well, probably. Right, so what do we get? Oh, this is a cool fight. B50. No, my dots! It's fine, I can still cast it, I think. Probably. Hang on. I think I got it. Thank God. Da-da. So yeah, what we decided anyways, Alexander raids were very cool and very unique, and I appreciate that if nothing else. Like, overall, I don't like them very much, because like I said, I like the big flashy fights. I like the really big flashy fights with really, really cool music and all that. That's my thing. That's why I play this game. I'm very simple, apparently, when it comes to this sort of thing. That's what I like, you know? That's why I like this game so much. Okay. Well, we just lost it, I suppose. I would have loved to see that mechanic in Savage. I thought it was really cool. Is it? I think you said on the blue, right? Like, I thought we said on the blue or off the blue. One of those two. turn on the moon. I'm kind of like nervous about like casting this again. We'll cast it anyway. Forward march. Da, 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 da. I think it was behind her, right? No, Bunny's in front of her, okay. I put it pushed it behind her for some reason. Oh, you skipped like half the fight, okay. That's kind of sad. Enjoy your loot, fellas. Farewell. My work here is done. I do literally nothing. You know what, let's do a trials as well, in honor of talking about trials, apparently, like I said. So, Alexander raids, I think mechanically they are the coolest, and I think the boss arenas were the coolest, but again, they wouldn't have felt on the boss arenas one. 8 minutes in, huh? What do they get? Was it a tough one? Or is it just like a weird face roll trial that they just kept fucking up? It's my boy! I will always... there will never be a point where it's not region 100 in this fight, I'm gonna be honest. It's too fucking good, I love it so much. To the healers. Well, that was a cool as fuck trial to get. I didn't really talk much, but that's because that trial just kind of consumes my brain. It's just, I love it. I think it's so cool. Peas, man, peas. Peace with an S, apparently. Hey, Scholar, I'm the only one left. If you have a commendation, I can take up your hands for you for free. I mean, I know a guy, I know how it goes. You know, you get commendations you don't want, and you're gonna hand them out to someone who will take them. I mean, you know, it's how it goes, and I'm the only one around, so I mean. Hey, look, hang on, look. I'll make you my dance partner. There you go. Come on, give me a commendation. Let's go. I got one. Let's go. It's just that easy. Let's go. Boop. Well, I have literally nothing else to waste your time with, I'm afraid. So I'm a bad streamer. Unreal. I mean, I could do leveling, but why the fuck would I do leveling? What am I gonna let this little red mage? Hang on. It is leveled up a little bit more. I think there is actually, I think I did tell a lie. There was a point in the last 2 weeks, I can't remember what day, where I did actually do Palace of the Dead with a friend. Just to make it a little bit less monotonous for him, as a red mage. That's about all I've really done in the last 2 weeks, at any point. I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember what day it was, but there was definitely a day where I did that for like an hour or two. And I'll end the stream in the goblet. Honestly, I love this sort of design of the path going up there like that, it's really cool. I love that a lot. Holgrim Shadow Strike. Well, that is certainly a name. Wait, hang on. I actually want to put some of my retainer, so I'm going to waste your time a little bit longer. Anything to extend this stream, of course, because once the stream ends, I'm going back to being alone. Isn't that sad? Emerald plating. So you know what? Maybe I should actually make like Zervan. Like there's the Zervan weapons you can make. There's also this, right? Do I have Zervan barding? Okay, we're on the way to level 20. Let's go. Yeah, we have Zervan's barding apparently. But we don't have a Zervan miniature though. Honestly, we don't really want a Zervan miniature either. I don't know what I'd do with it. It's probably huge and doesn't really matter. But we could make it. You know, I'll take out one just so I can make it when I log into the game again. Or I could decide not to put it back, I suppose. Either way, you know, it works. What do I do with these then? Yeah, we keep them for now. I'll just hoard them. Honestly, it's a beautiful day, like, in-game, but it's even more beautiful outside right now. I might go for a walk after the stream ends, maybe. So I can wake up a little bit, because my eyes, like I said, they're really drooping. I don't know what's going on. I'm really sleepy. Also, I must have said this instrument at some point before. I don't remember saying it, but I must have said it at some point. I really like this song. This is, what is the song called? Give me a second. Let me clip through this wall real quick so I can check. Any second now. There you go. Shadow of the Body from Dunscape. I love this song. It's just a very nice song. Like, I never hear anyone mention it, because why would they, right? It's just a random raid, but I think it's one of my favorite songs from the Alliance. It probably is my favorite song from an Alliance raid, to be honest. Because again, it just sounds very fantastical, right? It's like it's very much a fantasy song. It couldn't be any other genre. It sounds so magical. There you go. Just do like a music video to go with it, of course. High quality camera work. I have no idea what I'm doing, so it's really very disjointed and awkward. I can barely speak. You can pretty tell my throat's getting all sore, and like all my words are getting mixed together, and it's just like. So I do apologize, but again, no one is watching. And if you are watching in the future, I do sincerely apologize for being so dismissive of you. You don't deserve that for being such an upstanding individual. Honestly, it's kind of nostalgic looking at this house like this. A lot of memories of like just moments with friends, right? Like in game. I think my favorite memory of this house though will always be there was a day where I came into this house to do something downstairs. I can't remember what it was, and I rushed down here, and there were two completely new players just AFK like in my house, and I was just like, "Who are you people? Why are you in my house? What's going on?" It was the weirdest thing. I was just sort of like, do I ignore them? Like, what do I do? And like, they came back when they saw me and they were like, "Your house is really nice." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." I was really flattered, you know? But, yeah. I just remember that it was just such a weird moment. Like, it's just these, of all houses to just wander into it as AFK inside. It was mine. But the fact that they were just both there as well together, just in my basement, I was just kind of like, "You guys good? Want me to open the door for you? You stuck?" But yeah, I like this house a lot. I don't think I'll ever sell this house because I'm just so attached to it. Like it's not even a real house, obviously. It's just a fictional bunch of polygons on a screen, right? But I don't know. I like it. I'm very attached to it. My little house. We end the stream dramatically as well. You do this, look. There you go. End the stream like this. There you go. There you go. There's the end of your stream. Fade into credits. There we go. Wait. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. Well, yeah. So once again, thank you for watching. If you were watching. If anyone was watching at all, thank you so very much for this, for watching me, for wasting your valuable time on the. I don't deserve it. I really don't. When I get the chance, and honestly, I wouldn't bet on me like actually doing this anytime soon. But I wanna sit there and have a think about what I can do as a. Well, as a streamer, right? I want to do more than just play games on stream. I do other stuff too sometimes. I draw sometimes, as you saw before, but the trouble with drawing streams is that's really hard to make entertaining to watch. Like that's all on me as a personality. That's just all me talking to chat, and when no one shows up, it's me talking to myself, much like playing this game, apparently. So it's pretty tough. I just have to think about some stuff that I can do because I still haven't spoiled the plan for the 12-hour stream. But I can I can cherry pick some stuff from that idea to try and make an entertaining stream. But if we are assuming, which we are, that I will literally never have a single person watching me the entire time that I'm doing a stream like that, then it becomes a lot more difficult than it would be if there was even one person watching me, because the idea kind of relies on having at least a smallish audience. So it's pretty hard to change that idea a little bit to have, like, you know, a literally 0 viewer stream, which is the standard for me, sadly. It's pretty tough. But I want to try to think of something that I can do, like a twist on that idea. I can't really explain it without spoiling it, so I won't spoil it. But a way of taking that idea and making it work with no one watching. That's what I hope to do. But it's probably not the sort of thing that you can just suddenly. It's not like figuring out like a maths question, right? It's you're kind of waiting to be struck by lightning is what it is, really. You're kind of waiting for that moment where suddenly, That works, that's a good idea. So it's pretty tough to just say, I'll think about it, and then, you know, be like, yeah, this is the deadline, I thought about it enough, I have reached a sufficient level of thinking, and now I've achieved this. So yeah, with that said, that's the plan. Anyway, so once again, thank you for watching. This was a 3.5 hour stream. It felt like a lot longer, because I don't know, I'm just so tired. I guess I talked a lot this stream, huh? That's the trouble. There's no one to talk to. I end up talking a lot more because I want to fill that silence, that deafening void of silence that just. Yeah, and when anyone comes in, they don't hear me talking. They just leave instantly without saying anything. It's pretty rough, really. I don't want to be like, oh, my life is so hard, but like, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's pretty tough when you're like a newish streamer, a small streamer like myself. When no one will talk to you, right? It's just like, I'm trying pretty hard, but when I'm just talking to myself, I mean, I'm not much of a conversation, so it really doesn't work out very well. Well, anyway, once again, thank you for coming along with this very short journey. I might be back tomorrow at 7 PM, apparently. I might be, but I also might not be, so don't count on it, but I may see you then. Possibly. If I find myself with nothing to do. Only if I have nothing to do. Yeah, I'll see you then. And until that time, I hope you enjoy your evening, because over here in the UK it's 5 PM, it's basically the evening, it's very soon will be. And you know, I just hope you have a good one, this fucking boiling hot day. Oh my god, I'm dying, I'm gonna have the coldest shower, just I would if I had a shower. I only have a bath. Doesn't that just suck? I'm gonna fucking move to Antarctica, it's fine. Well anyway, yeah, until tomorrow, or until whenever I stream again, which, you know, I always try to make it at least like once a week, so we can probably assume that it will be within the next week. And I'll force myself to play another game, even though I probably wouldn't otherwise, like I said. Until then, please look after yourself, okay? Don't be dumb. I want to see you again. Farewell.